GameFront!
Update!
GameFront!
Update!
GameFront, what was that noise that you made?
I was trying to make different sounds that would come from a U to just kind of vary the vocal range on that part of the song.
Well, you did a great job at it.
Thank you. I was worried for a second. I thought I was about to be on blast.
No, I know I sounded confrontational when I said that, but I thought that was a vast improvement over what we usually do.
Really?
Really.
All right. Well, thank you.
But don't do it again.
Okay. Never again.
Hey guys, GameFront update time. If you notice, I am wearing a little throw, and I'm wearing my crappy AX staff shirt that I never wear because I'm sick. I'm coming down with a cold, it seems. So I apologize for my appearance. James, you on the other hand look fantastic.
Well, thank you. I wanted to dress up a little bit nicer, but I feel like I'm sporting these clothes as well as I can. You've got me concerned, though, because you were over at my apartment this week.
No. It was I just started feeling sick yesterday.
Okay, well, thanks for the information. I don't know if you know this, but more often than not, you're contagious before you show any signs of being sick. So your most contagious moment was probably when you were hanging out with me on the couch.
Hey, James, come on. I thought we'd keep that between you and I.
Sorry, busted. No, but you are more contagious, or that might just be a myth that I've subscribed to. But I've heard you're more contagious before you show signs of being sick.
I'm gonna Snopes that right now. Well, not right now, but anyway, if you get sick, I apologize. I don't think you will.
I'm like pretty much invincible, and I signed up for Obamacare, so there you go.
That reminds me, I still need to make my payment. Oh God, payments. Anyway, GameFront update. Let's talk. James, I don't know if you know this, but I am done with Dark Souls. I am done with my first playthrough of Dark Souls. I've beaten every single boss that there is in that game. And all
every single boss, even the secret one.
Even the secret one that you can only get by joining a specific covenant.
It sounds pretty good.
Yeah. So the good news.
I'm impressed. All right, I'm impressed. What's the covenant that you had to join for the secret one?
Are you gonna? Is that gonna be your goal? Are you gonna try to beat every single boss?
Oh, I don't. I mean, I was not. That wasn't my goal.
But I don't see how it can be an expert walkthrough if you skip bosses, James.
Come on now, Mitch. now I have to do it. Now that you said that, yes, of course I'm gonna beat every single boss.
All right.
And I'm going to farm every single bonfire until enemies don't respond. That's the expert walkthrough. So I can walk through Drangleic. Is that how you pronounce it?
Drangleic.
Drangleic, where there's no enemies left, and I can just enjoy the beauty of it.
Good plan. So yeah, the good news about me being done with Dark Souls is now James, you get to hog the YouTube spotlight on Dark Souls videos. Why don't you tell people what your plan is for releasing those videos?
The plan so far is to release one at midnight and at noon every day, on the 12s every day. And the reason for that is because it's difficult. Like, I want Mitch to be able to do videos with me every single day, but it's just not possible. And I can't even Morgan can't be here every single day. I could fill it with a lot of people, and I couldn't count being able to do like 3 or 4 videos a day. So I want to keep something consistent. And I think if I do 2 a day on the 12s, that I won't make it so that anybody has to go through a drought of not seeing any videos. I have toyed with the idea, but I don't want to sound like a panderer. But I've toyed with the idea of, like, if a video gets 300 likes, I'll release the next video. And as long as it has 300 likes before the next one comes out, I'll give an extra video.
That sounds like you're holding the videos hostage.
It kind of does, but the thing is I want to slow the pace down enough that I can always have a video to put up so that I just don't want to make it where it's like, oh, I got to stress out, who am I going to have come over? Because I live with a lovely lady that doesn't always want people here.
Right.
So there's a lot of things to be debated, and I think that I found a pretty good release schedule for it.
Right. So I
what
guess.
What do you think about the 300 like pandering dilemma. Do you think that's a good or bad idea?
I mean, I'm not one to make that decision. I think people should
Put the
decide
comments in.
if they like that or not. It does sound like you're holding the videos hostage.
Oh, I'm absolutely holding them hostage. I have like 4 more videos that I'm not going to release, but I could release them all right now, but then I wouldn't have anything until probably next week
But
sometime.
hey, you know what? What if that backfires on you and within 2 hours of the video coming out, it gets 300 likes?
Well, then maybe I would have to
Up the.
dedicate more time to it. I don't know. I guess it could backfire.
Yeah.
It could
I
backfire.
mean, you could always up the amount of money that you're demanding for ransom.
Uh,
1,000 likes.
I guess I could if it becomes a problem. If it becomes a problem, but that's a good problem to have, Mitch.
Yeah.
Like people, because why is it? And I don't want to sound negative, but I feel like we get a lot of views, but we don't get enough likes. You know, I don't want to sound greedy, but if there's 1,000 people watching it, I want 999 likes minimum. I'm not gonna like it myself though,
No.
but I'll watch it.
Because I mean, I hate the stuff that we produce. I hate the stuff that you produce. How could I possibly like it?
That's not what I was saying. I just felt like it was cheating.
Oh.
You know, to like your own things. I mean, sometimes I do. I do a lot, but I do it when I think no one's watching.
James, there are no rules when it comes to YouTube. Just do whatever you feel is right.
It's the Wild West of media.
Damn right. But yeah, so and I would love to be there for all those Dark Souls videos. People are like, "Where's Mitch? Where's Mitch?" And it's hard. We live, like, people have to understand the reality of the situation. Me and James live about without traffic an hour away from each other.
Yeah.
And with traffic, which usually is the case because we live in Southern California and we have to drive through downtown LA in order to get to each other, or I do. It turns into about a 4-hour commitment, all around just driving, and then we gotta actually do the videos. It's another 3 hours. So this is, it's a big commitment to do all these videos, and we hope that it's worth it because you guys really do enjoy the videos where me and James are next to each other, and we enjoy doing them.
Yeah. But I mean, if we were going to just release videos that we did together, then we'd have to hold them hostage and put one out a week. I mean, because we couldn't put it up that often.
Right. So in other news, now that I'm done with my Dark Souls walkthrough on YouTube, I'm transitioning over to Twitch. I'm going to be playing New Game Plus on twitch.tv/gamefront. I'm not sure what the schedule for that is going to be. I'm going to try to do it every day. It would probably be around 3 or 4 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. I'm probably going to do one right after this update. And yeah, I'm looking forward to it because I've heard that things changed pretty substantially in New Game Plus this time around. Boss fights have some added wrinkles added to them. And there's new items that are only available in New Game Plus. So I'm looking forward to it. And
that's interesting. I what wrinkles do you mean?
well,
Are they just harder?
I don't know specifics. I've heard that the Lost Sinner is a lot more difficult on New Game Plus as opposed to.
Okay. Well, I guess I don't want it spoiled for me, and I don't even know who the Lost Sinner is.
Yeah, I mean, spoiler alert. There's a boss called the Lost Sinner. I'm sorry I ruined that boss.
No,
fight
no,
for
no,
you.
no. I just mean like what I want to ask is like, what is there? Could there be a boss like Ornstein and Smo? But in first time through, it's just Ornstein. Second time through, you get like Ornstein and Smo, and they're together. Like that's a huge ripple. Or is it a mechanic change, like more health, they move faster, or something like that?
I think it's more than just a mechanic change.
Cool. I like it.
And yeah. Oh, by the way, it's late. I'm sorry, but if you go to gamefront.com, you'll be able to see my written thoughts on Dark Souls 2 in the form of a review. Finally got that out. I wanted to wait until I actually completed the game before I started writing down my thoughts on it because that's
very nice of you. How professional.
Yeah, right? I mean, I really wanted to do that review when the game came out. Unfortunately, we got the game late. We got it on Monday, And I don't know about you, but I am not the kind to try to get through Dark Souls in a single day to try to make an embargo for, the next morning. So yeah, it took me a little bit of time. I figure if I'm gonna be late, might as well be very late and get my thoughts fully formed on it. And yeah, you can check it out. I gave it a 9.5. Is absolutely my favorite game this year, and it's probably gonna end up being one of my favorite games of all time because it's at least on par with Dark Souls 1, and Dark Souls 1 is one of my favorite games of all time.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah,
I agree. I mean, it's you had mentioned something, and I hate to reference the podcast, but that Skyrim was kind of ruined by Dark Souls,
yeah.
and I like.
You don't agree, but you understand where I'm coming
I
from.
understand what you're saying. I understand what you're saying. That's but it's almost a bad thing when a game is so damn good that every other game kind of pales in comparison. That's a tough position to be in. I feel like Skyrim is different enough than Dark Souls that I'm getting a fresh experience from both.
Yeah, I mean, it's true that they're very different games, and mechanically for sure. I was more saying that if I'm playing a long game, a
Yeah.
really really long game that I'm gonna be very invested in, I want it to be something like Dark Souls, where the combat is consistently, outstanding, and I'm constantly being put in different scenarios, and I'm doing more than just wandering around grabbing a quest and then doing some fetch stuff, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I don't feel like that was the problem with Skyrim. I felt like there was enough diversity in the quests and things. But what I would say is I don't like the fact of when you die in Skyrim, you come back at your last autosave, like whatever door you came through. That really takes some of that pressure of doing a good job off, and I think that changes the whole experience of a long game.
Yeah, well, for me, the thing that I really liked about Dark Souls that I really didn't like when I came back to Skyrim was the fact that enemies scale to your level in Skyrim. I got the feeling of being really strong 1 minute and then coming into a new area and feeling like there's nothing I could have done. Like the enemies were just too strong. There's nothing I could do skill wise to get through this area. I had to come back when I leveled up and all that kind of stuff. I never got that feeling in Dark Souls. I felt like everything in that game was surmountable as long as you had a combination of the right skill and the right gear.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's my thing about Dark Souls and Skyrim.
I can agree with that. I can agree with that. It didn't ruin Skyrim for me, but I mean, it does make Dark Souls better.
Mm-hmm. All right, should we call an end to this update here?
Yeah,
Anything
that's
else?
all we got. I think this is a short but sweet update. I'm glad that we got to talk about the release schedule of the Dark Souls thing because I've been wanting to ask about the likes thing. So please do comment if you think is it pandering for likes to do that. I'm not giving more than 2 videos out at a time unless there's some way to buffer it though.
Right. All right. Well, thanks for watching, everyone.
Don't forget to like,
Comment.
and subscribe.
Bye bye.